Hello everyone, welcome to the Film Recaps, and today I'm going to explain a fantasy action film called Snow Girl and the Dark Crystal. Be ready for some spoilers ahead. A long time ago, the earth was separated into three realms: the heaven where the gods resided, the earth where the humans lived, and the underworld where the demons are constantly suffering. As the day of reincarnation approaches, the demons gain an opportunity to enter the mortal realm. General Zhang from the Celestial Army volunteers to guard the city of Hu, where the notorious Demon Lord resides. At the same time, monsters begin appearing throughout the city, attacking its inhabitants, slaughtering people, and taking their souls to the underworld. The demons collect these stolen souls and place them inside a dark crystal, which possesses a magical power enabling their reincarnation and escape from the underworld. However, a man named Kui manages to steal the crystal while the demons are distracted, but a lizard demon notices his suspicious behavior, strips him of his cloak, and exposes him as a thief. The monsters immediately turn hostile, charging at Kui, forcing him to flee for his life. A massive demon gives chase and lands a blow, but Kui narrowly escapes with the timely intervention of Zhang, who pulls him to safety. Meanwhile, the lizard demon transforms into a woman and attempts to pursue the thieves, but can only watch as they make their escape. The Demon Lord is enraged by the loss of the precious crystal, scolds his subordinates, and orders one of his most powerful lieutenants, Snow Girl, to retrieve the artifact at any cost. Back at the human realm, Zhang provides Kui with medicine, claiming it will speed up his recovery. He tells Kui that they must prepare for battle, as the demons will soon attack to reclaim their treasure. Zhang then hands Kui a magical fan and sprays his blood onto the item, triggering a transformation that turns Kui into a towering demon. Kui gazes at his reflection in the mirror, horrified by his new form, causing him to fall down in fear. Zhang warns him never to transform in front of people, as they would undoubtedly become hostile upon seeing his monstrous appearance. Following his instructions, Kui begins training and soon learns to transform at will. He draws the enormous sword embedded in his spine and starts sparring with Zhang. But his movements are still too slow and fails to land a single hit. Zhang gives him another elixir, promising it will speed up his recovery. Back at the city of Hu, the people bow before the deity. As they watch, he hands a dark crystal to his magical beast, called Qilin. Zhang assures the people that victory is near now that they have the dark crystal in their possession. 7 days later, on the night of reincarnation, the souls stolen by the demons will be returned to the people, and their loved ones will be revived. He warns everyone to remain vigilant, as the demons will surely attack the city to reclaim their treasure. Sometime later, a group of performers arrives at the city gates requesting entry to host a show for the people. The men are quickly enchanted by the performers' beauty, much to the annoyance of their wives, who scold them loudly. Kui inspects the carriages and is shocked to see a beautiful woman dressed entirely in white. It seems that he recognizes the woman from his past, but she denies knowing him and tells him to call her Snow. Before the woman departs, Kui grabs her hand and remarks on how rare it is for someone to feel as cold as she does, just like someone he once knew. It becomes clear that Kui recognizes the woman because her portrait hangs in his bedroom. 3 years ago, while studying to become a student, Kui met the woman at his front door and immediately fell in love, prompting him to draw a portrait of the girl. The next day, the woman returns, much to the man's surprise, and when Kui takes her hand, he notices how cold it feels. They quickly develop feelings for each other, wasting no time before engaging in passionate intimacy. During their time together, the woman asks whether a human can truly love a demon. Kui, unaware of her true nature as a being from the underworld, expresses doubt. While heartbroken and sad, she leaves that place that night, convinced that Kui will never accept her for who she truly is. Back in the present, the performers prepare their show as the villagers gather inside a massive tent, captivated by the dancers' mesmerizing beauty. Meanwhile, the lizard demon notices that everyone's here except for Kui and informs her sister right away. Snow leaves a letter at Kui's door, asking him to meet her, intending to distract him from her true plans. When Kui arrives at her room, he is instantly captivated by her beauty, overwhelmed with longing after years of separation. They embrace and prepare for an intimate reunion, but Kui suddenly notices icicles forming behind her back and quickly paralyzes the woman by hitting her special spots. Kui hurries to the temple where the mystical Qilin guards the crystal, and takes the magical artifact away from the box, anticipating that the demons will try to steal it tonight. As he expected, a giant demon soon storms the temple, and Qilin angrily attacks the monster. Snow, transformed into her demon form, infiltrates the temple in search of the crystal. She quickly finds Kui in his demon form, guarding the temple, and attacks him from behind, sending him crashing through several rooms. Snow Demon launches a barrage of ice shards towards Kui, forcing him to evade and narrowly escape the relentless assault. She continues to shoot at the man, and eventually pins Kui to the wall with ice, freezing him in place. Meanwhile, the lizard demon transforms into her true form and reaches the box containing the crystal. Kui, using his energy, begins to melt the ice, restraining him, and as he breaks free, he gathers a tremendous amount of power and releases it in a massive shockwave, forcing Snow Demon to retreat. At the same time, the Qilin shoots fire from its mouth, forcing the giant demon to flee and eventually trapping it beneath a stone pillar. The magical creature charges at the monster and bites its neck, killing it in the process. The lizard demon delivers the box to her master, but when she opens the container, only a piece of rock is inside. Realizing they have been deceived, the Demon King becomes enraged and transforms into his true form. Meanwhile, Kui hands the crystal to his master, who congratulates everyone for winning the battle once again. He takes the performers and ties them to pillars, forcing them to transform into their true forms. The soldiers begin killing the monsters and sending their souls toward the crystal. Snow, watching from the crowd, grows furious and begins transforming, intent on killing Zhang to avenge the deaths of her friends. The deity swiftly overpowers her, forcing her back into her human form before Kui's shocked eyes as he watches in disbelief. Zhang orders Kui to kill the demon, but surprisingly, he refuses and kneels before the deity, pleading for the life of his lover. Seeing him defend the enemy, the deity strikes at the demon himself, but Kui jumps in front to protect her. Their attention quickly shifts when the demon lord arrives at the city's gates, accompanied by his army of monsters. The soldiers begin firing countless arrows at the enemies, but the demon's overwhelming numbers allow them to easily break through the city's gates. The Qilin charges out of the temple, attempting to attack the demon lord, but it is swiftly defeated, tossed around and slammed into the walls by the monster. The demons continue towards the town center, where they are stopped by Zhang and Kui. He launches numerous projectiles at the monsters, but they are ineffective as the demon lord transforms into his true form once more. The deity sees this and immediately stabs Kui in the chest, forcing him to transform as well in order to fight the giant monster. The demon lord chases Kui onto the rooftops as he desperately tries to evade the relentless attacks. The creature leaps toward him and tackles him through the buildings, but Kui manages to bite off one of the demon's heads and escapes its grasp. He sprints toward the lake and dives into the water, seeking an advantage by luring the demon into an unfamiliar environment. The demon, by entering the water, gives the opportunity for Kui to strike from behind and throw him towards the lake's walls. The creature becomes furious and smashes the ground, unleashing a massive shockwave that engulfs Kui as he attempts to flee. Instead of killing him, the demon drags Kui toward the surface, but when Kui regains consciousness, he attacks the demon and cuts off his arm. He pulls the demon to the surface and hurls it toward the city, causing it to slam into the buildings. Despite the heavy impact, the demon recovers quickly and roars with fury. Kui arrives at the scene, but surprisingly, he allows the demon to leave as repayment for not killing him earlier and ignores the orders from his master. Infuriated by Kui's disobedience, the deity commands him to kill the snow demon immediately. He arrives in the prison where the woman is being tortured by demonic seals. After hesitating briefly, Kui frees her by cutting off the restraints and vows to protect her from that moment onward. When they arrive at a house to hide from the soldiers, Kui loses control of himself and starts to transform. He is laughing maniacally and attacks the woman, pinning her to the ground. Before he can harm her further, the lizard demon intervenes on the demon lord's orders. She gives him the same elixir as the deity did and explains that its true purpose is to calm his vengeful spirit. It is revealed that Kui has died a long time ago during the final examination to become a scholar. The headmaster had been bribed by another student's family to fail Kui, framing him as a cheater. He who had been accused and disgraced committed suicide, and his spirit remained restless, filled with unyielding rage. He drinks the elixir to regain control of his body and decides to journey to the underworld to uncover the truth from the demon lord. The two arrives in hell and sees numerous demons surrounding them as the demon lord finally appears. The demon reveals to him that he is nothing more than a vengeful spirit resurrected by Jang to steal the dark crystal from the demons. He refuses to accept this and attacks in rage, but is overpowered by the demon's aura, triggering an explosion that reveals its human form. The demon explains that Jang instructed the Demon King to attack the city to gather more spirits, which would aid the demon's reincarnation. However, this instilled tremendous fear in the people who then accepted the deity as their savior without question. In reality, Jang seeks the dark crystal for himself, intending to absorb the souls of all demons and humans on the night of reincarnation to gain power, surpassing that of any god. The demon lord believes that Kui is the only one capable of restoring order to the realms, as he was created using the deity's own power. He extracts all its energy to empower Kui, so he can save the demons from destruction. The next day, Kui enters the city to warn the people about their deity, revealing that he plans to use them as sacrifices for its ambition. However, no one believes him, especially after his earlier defense of the snow demon and aiding her escape. Suddenly, the deity arrives and everyone bows in reverence, but Kui charges forward in anger and accusing Jang of orchestrating the evil deeds. The deity uses magic to force Kui into his demon form, while the people begin beating him, convinced that he is the true villain. Their hostility drives Kui to lose control and transform fully into his demon form, terrifying everyone around him. Soldiers fire arrows at Kui, injuring him severely and leaving him with no place to escape. Fortunately, the snow demon arrives just in time, summoning an ice storm that obstructs the view while carrying Kui away from danger. Kui is furious for being called the villain and screams in rage, causing a large explosion inside the lake. He runs away from the city in despair, refusing to face the truth. However, Snow follows him and eventually calms him down with an embrace. She reassures him that he has done nothing wrong and should not feel ashamed, but Kui believes it doesn't matter, as they will all soon be killed by the dark crystal. The two share a close embrace until Kui finally loses consciousness from exhaustion. When he wakes up later that night, he discovers that Snow has already left, likely to stop the deity from destroying the people. Meanwhile, Jang releases the dark crystal upon the city, and the souls of the inhabitants are sucked away one by one into the sky. However, Snow interrupts his ritual, determined to stop the evil deity. She taunts Jang, calling him a false god, and attacks him furiously using her ice powers. Jang counters quickly, deflecting the attacks with ease. Snow then transforms into a demon and charges toward him, but Jang tries to stop her with his magic. She throws the crystal into the air and tries to take the stone away from Jang. The deity flies into the sky and traps the snow demon with his magic before she can reach the crystal. Jang summons lightning from the sky, striking the snow demon with tremendous force and paralyzing her mid-air. Kui smashes through the gates and rushes into the building, only to see that a battle has already occurred. He jumps onto the rooftop and sees Jang has trapped Snow in a sealing technique, which fills him with rage. Kui transforms violently and grabs the deity, slams him around, and then kicks him into the air. He heads towards Jang and attacks him with rage, sending him crashing through several buildings. The deity recovers quickly, striking Kui with incredible speed and not giving him a chance to counter. But Kui locks onto the deity and unleashes a barrage of punches, forcing Jang inside his shield. Kui draws his sword from his back, shattering the barrier and splitting the god in half with a second powerful strike. The deity explodes in the final moments and perishes, releasing Snow Demon from her prison. She falls from the sky and Kui rushes to catch her, but she is gravely wounded from the battle. Snow tells Kui that she'll always love him and dies in his arms while he screams in agony after seeing his lover disappear forever. The souls all begin to return to the people, and they finally recognize their true savior. However, Kui walks away without a hint of emotion, despite the praise. He returns the crystal to its rightful place and restores balance between the realms. The king of all deities offers him a place in heaven, but Kui refuses in silence, realizing that gods are nothing more than hypocrites in the end. He returns to the underworld, transforming into his true form and fully embracing his identity as a demon. What do you guys think about this movie? Let me know in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please hit the like and subscribe to the channel for more content.